yourself.
There's only a little
You
bit
help
left.
yourself, honey.
Oh, there's only a little bit left in it.
So you're the birthday girl.
That wasn't an intelligent comment. That had absolutely nothing to do with her intelligence.
But it did. She gets to help herself with all whatever's there. Because it's her birthday.
Did you get that sticker at church?
So what do they do in the choir Sunday school, right?
Sing.
Are you preparing an Easter cantata?
No, I'm just learning. Well, I can't think of either of them now. We sang 2 songs today. The lady that I sit next to makes me feel very stupid. Because she's one of those, I've never met her before, but she's one of those people that, like, her name, she actually sings our name. And we're doing the alto part, and I'm an alto. And, she just sings so loud, and she sings so good.
That should help you. If she's on.
Yeah, well,
Help
she's
you to
gonna
learn
read.
it.
Well, she is on, but sometimes she's on her own harmony. I mean, it's on, but it's a different harmony than what we're singing on.
So she's not singing the true alto one.
Well, she does some of the time, some of the time she just kind of goes off into her own thing. I didn't know that Maria and Mandy were sisters.
They are. They have the same parents.
And their Dorseys are their parents. Our only couple at church.
Well, I've seen the father, I don't think I've seen the mother.
She's very emotional, the mother. Every time she talks, she starts to cry.
Didn't she get up?
Yeah,
We had Ken meet him up?
But I mean, even in a small group, she says everything with such emotion. You know, just gets choked up. Reminds me of my childhood. No, reminds me more of
what did you name you her hair?
dyed it red.
It looked very fake. The last one that she did looked good.
That's the thing about dyeing hair, it never comes out the same. That's the same hair, because I asked her that. I said, you went redder this time. I didn't say it looked fake. But she said, do you like my hair? I said, well, it's deeper red. She said, do you like it? And I said, yeah, it looks nice. But I said, but then I said to her, how come you changed the hair color again? She said, I didn't, it's the same color. She said, it just never goes on the same way twice.
Missy Smith showed up about last night.
And what does she look like? Did she shave her whole head?
No. I'd rather wish she had. One side of her head was shaved.
Totally gone.
Yeah.
The other side was long.
The other side was long. It
And
was
braided.
bleached completely white.
Oh, last time it was just a flat.
And that, not besides that, this front part, she grew the front part out so it's blonde, it comes all the way in front of her face, and this front part that hangs in front of her face, she did a counter, a horizontal bleaching on it, and she had, and it's black, jet black. She has zebra stripes going
Like
down.
a skunk.
Yeah, but no, it looks more like a zebra because it's stripes just on the bangs that are in the front, and the back is white practically. It's really probably is just that platinum blonde, but compared to as deep as the blackness, it looks like her hair is black and white. and it's shaved on one side. She has earrings going all the way up both ears now.
Who?
Missy. She was wearing about 20 necklaces and rings on every finger, and she had on a black. She goes, "Don't you like my shirt?" And I just wanted to bark. It was a skull. It was a black shirt with a skull on it, and the skull had spiked hair sticking out. I mean,
So what does she need to say?
no, she's just into being weird. And she's taking classes up in Chicago for animal grooming.
Well, I saw her in November, and she had this half of her head shaved bald, and she had this half long, and she had it braided, and it was bleached blonde, but not white. It was bleached about the color of Aubrey's hair.
It's lighter than ours.
And she looked bad then. And
I
I felt bad for her because Kelsey wouldn't even talk to her. Kelsey just looked at her and turned away. And I felt sorry for her, and I was trying to be nice to her.
I had the hardest time when she walked in. I was like, you just can't help but look. I mean, that's what she wants too. She wants attention.
You should do just the opposite. When she said, "Don't you like my shirt?" you should have said, "Missy, you look just awful."
Oh.
No, that is what, you shouldn't say it mean and angry. But you should say, "No, Missy, you look perfectly awful. Why did you do that to yourself?"
She doesn't even look like a girl. You'd wonder
No,
what
she
she
doesn't.
was. What
No.
is that
Well,
thing?
she wasn't particularly feminine looking anyway.
No.
And then everything she does to herself is so masculine. I mean, she'd have a hard enough time looking feminine if she did feminine things. Because she has kind of a rough face. I would tell her to do that.
I can't imagine her parents. It must be like,
Her parents have never told her what to do, and that's half the problem right there. She's been rebelling since she was in junior high, and that started when she was a kid. And the only reason they got off with Eric is one of those pliable kids who wouldn't think of making them unhappy or testing limits. They should have put their foot down with her a long time ago.
I don't even know we told her about volleyball because we never invited her. Which is awful. We probably should have, but we never bothered.
Maybe not, yeah.
Maybe.
But Mrs. Brooks was talking about Missy, and she was saying that Missy was sassy and was not an obedient child, even as a young kid, and that Nancy and her husband never.
Sorry.
Well, they just didn't know how to put their foot down. They just would say, "That's not nice, Missy," or what, instead of giving the kid the laugh across the
Any
face, which is what she
Any
needed.
good helping of vegetables on the face?
And she got away with it at school. Mr. Miller didn't throw her out until the very end. He should have thrown her out 3 years before he did. She never once complied with anything he asked
He
her.
would have died if he thought Richard was bad. He would have died if Missy had walked in. I would have paid to see his face. Actually, I'd have
Actually, he's pretty good at not reacting.
paid. You said he looked at Richard like,
Well, the only place you can see it if you know him is in his eyes. But his mouth doesn't change and his mouth doesn't drop, and do you know what I'm saying? But you can, if you know Mr. Miller well enough, you can tell by his eyes.
well, yeah. I mean, that's what I would have liked to have seen. And Mr. Dressel, I would love to. I would have
Mr.
liked to have
Dressel
been
would start-
standing next to Richard. I would like to have come in with Richard when Mr. Dressel showed up.
That's nice. You still want to give it to him, don't you?
Yeah.
Mr. Dressel is more strict than ever.
All right, Mr. Dressel.
And he's very
Lee
unhappy.
said that all Mr. Dressel does is down talk our class since we've left.
And he is
She said he complains about us all the time.
very unhappy about what happened at the school, too. In fact, I would say Mr. Dressel is a very unhappy man. He's always complaining.
And get this, how rude can you get? He told Lee that she better never make any of the faces or talk like Sarah and I did, because he had to put up with 4 years of it, and he didn't ever want to hear it again. That's what he told her.
I
don't know why Sarah ever...
I think Mr. Dressel liked you guys.
We always had a good time.
And then when he found out he wasn't your hero, it hurt him. Like, I bet he was even hurt at your graduation speech that you didn't mention him. You mentioned Mr. Hobby. Because he considered, and he's the kind of person, I told you, he's not in counseling because he really wants to help people. He's in counseling because he wants people to idolize him and say, and depend on him. Do you know what I'm saying? He seems to have a need for somebody to
he would have. I did. He was the one that Sarah and I always went to, our freshman and sophomore, and most of our junior years. And then we started finding out that he was either repeating stuff or he was talking behind. Like that one time when we had finals and we had him for Bible, our senior year for finals, and Chris Stanfield got a 99% on his Bible final. And Mr. Dressel thought for sure that Sarah and him cheated because they were dating, because Chris never got good grades. When the truth of the matter was that Sarah made Chris study for that test, and I was even in the study hall before that final that day, and Sarah was saying, you know, name the la, and I couldn't even think of it that as fast as Chris was spitting out the answers. Chris knew everything, and Chris isn't a stupid person. He used to get straight A's. And
I'm gonna go get
Well,
ready.
like I said, Mr. Dressel is the wrong person to lean on emotionally, and I say that to you because you'll have him for the next 4 years, because he doesn't offer his help because he wants to help you. He offers his help because he wants your attention. See, when you depend on him, that makes him feel important. So it's the wrong motive. It's an ego trip for him. And I think what happened was, senior year,
we didn't depend on him.
senior year, you got his number, and in fact, not only didn't you depend on him, but you were angry with him. And he sensed